Okay, I'm going away real quick. Can you guys watch my manager for me? Thanks.
Oh my god. You scared the hell out of me, bro. Oh my god. Okay.
Alright, good morning everyone. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I've fully shot a video by myself because I've had Gavin, he's been phenomenal. But today we're just doing a solo day in the life. Like the good old days, you know? 5:24 a.m. Monday, March 31st. I had to be so real. Last week, so much fun, such a great time. I think mentally afterwards I was kind of thrown through a loop training wise and I didn't feel the best in my training, so I'm really fired up for today, even though you can't really tell right now. I want to just start the week off super right and just drill training because at the end of the day, we are 26 days away from Ironman Texas, which is crazy that we're now less than a month out, but I'm fired up. We're gonna start this week off so right. 2 scoops of GM to start off. As you saw, I unfortunately do not have any Go bars, so I'm gonna have to head up to VPN and restock tomorrow. Also, just my house is a mess. I don't know what it was, but like last week there's just stuff everywhere. I was barely here, so today is just like a get my life back in check day, and I thought, hey, why not make a YouTube video out of it? I also wanted to share that I went ahead, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I bought a GoPro because I feel like for swimming and for biking, this could be really, and I guess running, but this could be just like a fun item to have. The only problem is I bought it yesterday, went and swam last night, and got home to set it up at 8 p.m. Everything's closed. I didn't realize I didn't buy a micro SD card. So luckily enough, my buddy Will, who's gonna be swimming with us, he's gonna bring his because he has the same one. So I'll get the footage from his GoPro. But yeah, I feel like this is such a fun thing to have. Like mount it to maybe my chest when I'm biking. Just have it on the pool deck, have it underwater. I'm getting creative, guys, don't worry. The juices are flowing. so funny. I was just waiting for someone else in the cold plunge to leave before I started recording, just to be respectful. And he turns out to be like, he knew who I was. So shout out Ronak. He's gonna crush Galveston this weekend. Such a great dude. But yeah, great start to the morning. That swim workout was actually so good. Like the perfect start to the week. I'm gonna break down the workout itself and like the lane dynamic and why we were switching around in a little bit. Huge shout out to Will for letting me borrow the GoPro today. The absolute man, such a great guy. He's also racing Galveston this weekend, so he's gonna crush it. Right now it's 8:30. We're gonna head home, pick up Cheryl and Ian, and we're gonna get groceries because I have nothing in my fridge and I'm starving. Okay, Cheryl should be here soon. I'm really hungry. So I'm having a peanut butter Bear Bells, and then I'm gonna show you guys. I used to do this in college a lot. I think a lot of people are gonna judge me for it, but I need protein, I need food. I don't have that much to work with, so here's like an old classic. First up, take your bowl. Also, this angle makes it look like I'm 4 feet tall. I swear I'm not, it's just pretty high. Then you get some protein powder. I'm gonna do 1 scoop of the BPN fudge chocolate whey protein powder. And then I'm gonna do a 1/2 scoop of the peanut butter flavor. And then you toss in a little salt and cinnamon. All right, completely scratch that. I just found out I still have oats left. So I'm just gonna make normal protein oats. And there we have it. What I was gonna make was just like protein powder and then you add water to it and you mix it all up. I don't think it's that weird. Some people think I'm really out of it for it. But yeah, just normal bowl of oats right now. Should be heading to the grocery store soon. And then bike, lift today, and some other random stuff. We're just gonna take the day as it comes. I'm so happy with that swim. Like, such a positive way to start the week. And just being surrounded by your friends. I love it. I love it.
I had to sneeze. Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze.
Let me show you your car. Damn, son. We are back from HEB. I'm gonna make a TikTok of me taking out all my groceries. So if you wanna see all the specific things I got, cereal just fell over, you can go there. All right, Cheryl's coming back. He went home to drop off his groceries. So we're about to go to the gym. Pre-workout for today is just BPN creatine and then the pink lemonade flight. This is my favorite flavor, I like it. Before we get into the second workout, I want to talk about the first workout, the swim workout. I will throw out my stats right here as I'm pulling them up right now. 4,101 yards of swimming, 53:43 was the working time, and then the average pace was 1:18 per 100 yards. Mondays are usually very much like recovery swims. However, one of my good friends, Owen Stone, he swam at Louisville, so he's really good. He was there and he led the lane, so naturally, the pace for everyone was a lot quicker than a recovery swim. But today was good. We started out with a 300 swim with fins into a 200 kick with fins. And then we went into 850s. We would do the first half of the first lap. You'd either scull or you do long dogs, like swim drill work. And then you'd finish just with normal swimming. After that, we did 5 100s pull. And the pace for these was like fast, like way faster than it probably should have been. But like I said, Owen leading the lane, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and hold on. After that, we went into 1050s. The first 5, it was 25 smooth, 25 build, and the second 5 was 25 fast, 25 settle. 500 pull, and then we went back to the 50s, except this time we were just practicing some sighting, so it was just consistent pace the whole time. Cool down 300, and then me and my friend Tati, we stayed around for a little bit longer to swim a little bit more, so we ended up doing 475s at first, where it would be pull buoy and paddles. You do 25 smooth, 25 fast, 25 smooth, and then we did 475s where it was you kick the first 25 and you swim this back 50. And then I did a 150 cool down, so that totaled all up to 4,101 yards or 3,750 meters. And that crew is the crew that I always swim with. It's me, Tati, Will, Jimmy, and then Owen will sometimes be there. But it's cool how we kind of understand what we all specialize in. Obviously, Owen's just all around the best swimmer, but sometimes he'll move to the back and let us kind of lead. But for example, Will is a phenomenal threshold swimmer, so when we're doing sets of like 200s or 300 reps, he'll lead the lane, he'll lead the pace. Anything shorter, 25s, 50s, that's all your boy. I'm a sprinter, I love it. But to be surrounded by other people who are training for something as similar as you, as well as just like, it's good to be around other people. I could easily sleep in and go do that swim whenever I want to, but I love to swim with that crew, with my friends. it's just good to see them always. The fact that I get to see them doing something that I'm genuinely passionate about, really, really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna have my cup of life cereal, drink this pre-workout, and then we got leg day at Lift ATX with Ian and Cheryl. I feel like people said you gotta do like takeout always with it.
There's that one, there's a place called Interstellar.
Oh, someone was just saying about that the other day.
They said that was, people say that Interstellar is like the best one in Austin.
Damn.
Awesome.
Well, usually like Tuesdays I'll go and I'll spend like the day up there. Like I'll bring my laptop, do work, do PT, get a workout in. Like as I'm headed out and be like, hey. Just cause like I'm trying to be like super proactive. Is what I'm doing. It's a little tight. My right hip was pinching a little. Stuff like that. All right, current time is 3:10 p.m. I've got client calls from 5 to 7. So I know it's a little bit of a quick turnaround between gym and the bike, but I'm gonna hop on the bike for about an hour and 15 minutes. Bike workout isn't really hard. As you can see, it's a 1 out of 5. And like I think the highest I'm going to is 250 watts for just some quick burst. So it's really just about maintaining my RPM, which is all about the cadence of the bike. For those of you that might be wondering like why do my sessions closer together, back to back to back, essentially I want my last session and my first session the next day to be the greatest amount of time apart that they can be, so I can have the most amount of time to recover, to eat, to refuel, whatever my body needs essentially. I didn't finish my whole meal before because it was quite a lot. I ate probably about like 3/4 of it. So what I'm gonna do, finish the bike, shower, go through client calls, finish that meal, and then I'll probably have another meal. Fuel for this bike ride is 1 water bottle with 4 scoops of G1M in it, and then 1 gel. For some of you that are like, 4 scoops of G1M, whoa, what the hell? I usually average around 104 grams of carbs per hour and 1,600 milligrams of sodium per hour in my outdoor rides. So even though this is an hour and 15-minute ride, that's what I'm usually consuming per hour. So this will be fine. The reason why I'm consuming a little bit less is because, like I said, I did just eat right before this. So this is mostly like hydration purposes, and just, like I said, even though I don't necessarily need this fuel, I would be consuming it anyway during a workout in order to make sure that I continue to feel good both during and after my workouts. I wanna stay fueled. So hop on the bike, get after this. Should be a pretty easy ride. stats from the ride. 26.62 miles in 1 hour, 15 minutes and 19 seconds. Average power was 183 watts. Average speed was 21.2 miles an hour. And average heart rate, just to show you guys that I was taking it chill, 121. Come on, that's beautiful. First client is in 23 minutes, so I'm gonna shower and try and clean up a little bit. I got so much stuff I gotta do, man. It's late, I'm getting ready for bed. I'm not gonna have all the lights on. I don't think it would be a classic video of mine without a very abrupt ending, and suddenly it just got to me sitting here on the couch. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the night, I ate food, I settled down. I was just so mentally tired. We workouts throughout the day, doing all the client stuff. Like, it's all stuff that I love, and I'm very, very fortunate. And the thought that I kind of had going into this talk is the idea of how I got to this point. I feel like a lot of people, for some reason, turn to me for advice, whether it be in the comments or DMs or even in public. And it could be about training, it could be about the online coaching business, it could be about creating content, getting sponsorships. There's like a lot of it has to do with, hey, how did you get to this point right now? And my biggest piece of advice in every single aspect of your life is that consistency compounds. It's not a matter of how talented you are. It's not a matter of how great you were in a single instance. No, it's how often are you willing to continue to show up and to give your best effort. Looking at it from first an athletic standpoint, because I feel like that's a very prominent aspect of my life. I didn't get to swimming the way I do, biking the way I do, lifting the way I do. Not saying I'm exceptional or like above it all and all this, but I'm saying I got to the point in all of those sports of where I can squat 405 for 6 reps on the same day that I do an hour and 15-minute bike after doing, you know, a 2.5 mile swim. It took a lot of time and it took a lot of effort. Being able to run my own business at 22, where I get to help other individuals accomplish their own goals, I'm very grateful for that. But it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. I didn't just snap my fingers and have my entire client list. I am so beyond fortunate, and I always say it, to have, you know, the sponsorships that I do and to be living the life that I do. But it wasn't just like I woke up one day and everything was like this. It took years of working really, really hard, of putting my head down. When you have a mission that you are so genuinely passionate about and dedicated to, not everyone's gonna be able to understand, and you have to realize that. And I don't want this to get mistaken for being selfish. It's entirely pursuing wholeheartedly what you want your life to be like. You want to be able to look back on this period in your life, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter how old you are, and be proud of it. You want to continue to live a life that you are proud of, that you are happy to share about. And while a lot of people might think that the happiness is purely about just, you know, these big time achievements, these singular races or milestones, it's more about the person that you become along the way. And I think that's something that I've said multiple times, but with this idea of how consistency compounds, as you continue to show up every day and as you continue to make these micro progressions in your life and the many different aspects of what it may be. It could be studying more in school. It could be focusing more on personal relationships. There's all these different things, and if you just are willing to work a little harder at them, to put a little bit more effort into them every single day, you're going to be able to look back and realize, wow, I've made a whole lot of progress. If you have a dream that you want to pursue, in my opinion, you have to have a bottom-up work ethic with a top-down visualization. Listening to that part back, absolutely 0 sense right there. So let me try and break it down. Top-down visualization. You want to start with the end in mind. You want to have this idea of this version of yourself or this goal that you're trying to achieve. You want to have something that is the North Star, the guiding light. So that's the visualization, top down. As a result, you work your way down and think about the different steps along the way you need to take to get to that goal. So that's the top down visualization. You start up here with the goal, and you work your way down. And then the bottom up work ethic, it's just continually every single day doing a little bit more, starting at the bottom, accepting that it's gonna take a lot of effort, accepting that it's gonna take a lot of time, but you're willing to put in that time and effort, you're willing to dedicate yourself to working towards it. And every single day, like we said, just little by little, more and more and more, and you're building yourself up from the bottom to the top, and you're hitting these milestones, you're hitting these little kind of markers that you set along the way. Because if you don't have that top-down visualization, if you don't have that big idea that you're working towards, you're kind of just building in any direction. You could be building this way, you could be building this way, you could even be building downwards because you don't even realize what you want to be doing. And if you live in this pure top-down visualization, it's going to be impossible to build there because all you're thinking about is the big picture. All you're thinking about is the end goal, when in reality, you'll never achieve there because you're not even starting. There's no base for you to get there. So when it comes to consistency compounding, I think it really helps to like write things down. So write down a really big, ambitious goal. Write down something that scares you, something that you definitely can't do right now, and have that be your North Star. Have that be the very top. And then what you do is slowly break down piece by piece the different steps that you might need to take to get there. If your goal is to run a marathon, then a sub goal should be to run a half marathon. And then a sub goal should be to run a 10K and then a 5K. It makes sense, the progression to the top down goal. It's not, I want to run a marathon, so I'm going to do a bodybuilding show in between. There's got to be a flow. And once you have those markers, once you have those, mini milestones, then you start to think, okay, how do I go from no running background to a 5K? How do I structure out my training routine? What are different techniques or different habits that I have to implement in my daily life to get me towards this 5K? Between the 5K and 10K, okay, how do I increase my speed? How do I get better control of my heart rate? Is there anything that I'm missing on, the strength side of things? 10K to half marathon, okay, nutrition aspect. What is this new area that I might have to turn to someone else to get their insight for, looking to an individual that knows more than I do about a subject because I want to improve about it? Half marathon to the marathon, that's the mental barrier. That's, hey, this is it. This is what I've been working for this period of time, and I'm proud of the effort. I'm proud of the fact that I set this very ambitious goal of mine, and I continue to work for it in this incremental way, that I continue to show up every single day, and it's gotten me to this point where originally I thought I could never do this, and now I'm getting ready to do it tomorrow. You can apply that analogy to so much in your life, but essentially what it comes down to is you have to do the little things every single day if you want to achieve the big goal in the end. So yeah, be ambitious with your goals. Set some like really crazy goals out there for you that might take a year, might take 2 years, it might take multiple years, perhaps even a decade, but have something to make every day intentional about. Have something to make you want to be better every single day. I hope this all makes sense. A lot of times I talk and I'm like, the sentence is gonna form itself, the thoughts are gonna come together, hopefully. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just really want to see people do well. I really want to see people like live their best life. Life in and of itself is so precious. So to waste any day not working towards something that you're genuinely proud of, I don't know. It's just that's just my opinion at the end of the day. Like I said, everyone is entitled to whatever they want to do, whatever they want to believe in. But I believe that life is supposed to be lived in the best possible way, because you will never get it again. You will never have these opportunities again. So chase it. So yeah, that is gonna go ahead and end the video. I really appreciate you guys so much. You guys all rock. You guys all make, guys and girls, my apologies. I love any chance I get to respond to any of you, any chance I get to meet any of you in person. It's so special, and I hope I can just continue to try my best. As we're getting closer to Ironman Texas, I won't lie, it does become a little bit harder for me to find like the mental energy always, which I don't want to sound like I'm selfish or taking advantage of the opportunity I'm presented with. Sometimes I'm like, I physically can't move my body. So it does become hard, but I really want to commit to just being consistent with the content that I'm putting out there. So I'm gonna try my best to just keep it up, and I really do appreciate you guys so much. This race is fast approaching and the prep has been phenomenal. I'm excited to see what these next 2-3 weeks leading up to it look like. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys all so much. code HOP for BPN, code HOP10 for Gymshark. Inner Flame is coaching, training plans all down below. But with all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much, like always, for everything. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.